The blood was the same, the hands, everything was the same. But we could not tell who was who until you picked to the dog tag. All right. So I made the same scene based on that in the Philippine Islands, in Merrill's Marauders, and they shoot. Now I get a call from Jack Warner of Warner Brothers. He saw it, loves it, just loved it. But you've got to do one thing. You have to show when an American, even an American shoots, you have no scenes of Japanese getting killed. You must cut. Just like when a good man, when Gary Cooper shoots, boom, that's a bad man. John Wayne shoots, bad man, bad man, bad man. All right, he got the gun, bing, 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 bing. Indian, boom, 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 boom. You see? Well, I didn't shoot an Indian or a Western in this. This is what we call close combat. The closer the combat is, the more dangerous for everybody. There's smoke all over the place. And anything that moves, you kill. So you don't move. But then you have to move. Because somebody hits you, a bad. And when you move, you're killed. Yeah. That's how. So I said, I cannot do this for this picture, to him, very nice. I cannot lower the insult of death. It's an insult of death. You're insulting death now. In a picture called The Steel Helmet, they wanted to say that the Pentagon, and they didn't like many things. They didn't like the scene of an American soldier, big, with a gun, shooting down a prisoner. Who's the prisoner? A little man, communist, Chinese, and educated. And he shoots him. And they said, that's out. We do not shoot prisoners. They do, but we don't. Okay. If I go independent, I have been lucky. I have been lucky. This was in Hollywood Report and Variety. First time. The crew would get an okay from the studio to leave to make the independent with me. So I used the same crew and many times the same cameraman, unless the man I want is working. Do you see? Yeah. But I'm lucky because beginning with the first picture, all my cameramen, I didn't look for a cameraman. They came and said, can I do your picture? Now, these are very big cameramen, the best. My third picture was 15 days. No, second picture was 15 days. Called The Baron of Arizona. Yeah. James Wong Howe, the best cameraman in the world, the highest paid man. He came off a 4-month picture in color for Warner's, 4 months. He said, I want to do this. America had color for musicals, Betty Grable, Gene Kelly, very glaring yellow, red, orange, green, colors that hurt your eye. Do you understand? Glaring. And along came this Japanese color, and it's like pastels. Do you know what a pastel is? Oh, pastel. They drew it. But it's beautiful, lit beautifully. And it became what a movie really is, a fairy tale. The camera does not have to have a language to talk. The camera, the lens of a camera has no nationality, thank God. None. No country can claim a lens of a camera. The camera can go anywhere and do anything, and will. We're just beginning, nothing like it. My little girl, she saw the picture. Samantha could not understand what she saw all hell there. That's what they did in most camps. The people who work in the camps live in the camp. The guards. They have little boxes with flowers and plants in front of them. And I thought, because my little girl didn't understand, I have a shot where one of the soldiers, he falls on flowers, firing, and there are, to her, the bad men he's firing at, and she couldn't understand why would these bad people, because that's their place where they have beautiful flowers? Because she loves flowers. No, it's a very good question. And I explained to her because they're warped, they're crazy inside here. They're like the American gangster who kills 12 people and gives his mother a flower. The image to me was very important because that boy, played by Mark Hamill, the young soldier, represents many soldiers I saw in 3 years that they knew nothing about all this. They don't, not interested. Farmers working in stores, clerks, do you understand? Yeah. Drivers of trucks. They were told to kill Nazis by our general. 2 words, that's all he did. He gets up, he speaks to 15,000 men, he says, kill Nazis, and that's the speech. The speech was 2 words. Now, only when we went into the camp, and these American soldiers saw these people, they really, for the first time, got a little bit of the idea of what a Nazi was. Do you understand? They could hear stories. It's very easy to hear stories. You could read about them in the papers. We had Stars and Stripes, an army paper, Yank magazine, an army magazine. But nothing is as potent, how do you say, strong, as when a young 18, 19, 21-year-old kid runs into a place and sees something, really sees it, believe it or not. So I wanted to get that for the image, that for the first time he knew what he had been fighting. And for him to fire and fire and fire, he was firing, going crazy with his finger. But his heart and mind was telling that finger to keep squeezing. And the only reason I wanted that shot, and Lee Marvin did it beautifully for me, was when the boy runs out of bullets. Marvin takes one out of his stock, and all he does is this, gives him the clip and walks away, and that means we're all feeling the same goddamn way, fire away. That's the whole idea. Now the other one, with the boy, is a symbol. I never talked about Hitler and all the countries he took. I didn't want to do that in this script until the very end, where it meant something. So that when Marvin speaks to this child, he wants to know, what are you? Jew? Pole? Norwegian? Denmark? French, whatever he does, every one of these countries was taken by Hitler. That's the first time I want the audience to realize how many countries he took. Boom. Each question, each question. Now, To me, the most important thing in that shot, and Lee caught it right away, was when the boy puts his helmet on. It's a normal shot. The little boy sees a helmet. You expect the hero, the leading man, to laugh and all that. No. He doesn't want to see a kid in a helmet. That's for tomorrow, the man. That's a message. Don't teach them about Army. Do you understand? All right. Now, he wanted that. Now, when he's holding the boy on his shoulder, now I did this. This happened to me, not to me, to a lot of fellows, and to me, not just to me. We picked one, to me, was a little girl. Matter of fact, I used the girl in the book, another girl. We'd pick up children in the camp. And the dead mothers were there, children. And we'd pick them up. And we'd bring them to the doctor, Dr. Tegmeyer. He said, forget it. That means oublié. The kid's going to be dead in an hour, half an hour. We carried kids that died. We carried them across water. There's a little pond. There's a pond there at Falkenau. And some of the children were playing in a pond, making boats out of wood, floating them, while we carried these others across. This happened. So all I was interested in is I said to Lee, if you can, this is very important to me only, it was important to him. If you can carry the boy, and we know he's dead, we, the audience, and the only way you can tell is the weight. That's what's called dead weight. If you weigh 100 pounds and you're dead, you weigh 110 pounds. You are heavier than you normally are, because the air around you while you're alive sucks in the buoyancy like a boat. This is true. I know what dead weight is. When you pick up a man, a body, you know right away if he's dead. Not wounded, dead. Now, so Lee, who was a Marine in the Pacific, he said, I got it. I said, all I want, and no expression. None. If there's this much of an expression, I'm dead. Then we go into violin music. I wanted nothing. That's war. I wanted the audience to feel it. The irony is that the last battle fought in Europe, as far as the Americans are concerned, was in Falkenau, Czechoslovakia. Now, this is a concentration camp that we knew nothing about. We don't even know who the hell the prisoners were in. We only know about it less than about 800 or 100 or 900 yards from the camp. Yards. Where the platoon leader, an officer, comes and says there's a camp there. We don't know who's in it. SS. That means no prisoners, because they take no prisoners. That's all we have to learn. We're not interested who's in it, the suffering, nothing. We only want to know who we're fighting. And so would you want to know. You just want to know who's going to be there with a gun. The attack was very short. We were a well-organized unit. It starts with a squad, and it hits 2 more squads. That's now 24 people. It hits 48. That's a platoon. Before you know it, there's still over 220 infantrymen. And we fan out and moving, all the time moving. We overlap. You know what overlap means? We overlap. You take a breather. You run. It's called a running assault. It's an assault attack. Yeah. You don't climb up. It's not a movie. Yeah. We have to be going very fast on feet by the time we reach that camp. All right. Now, we attacked it, and we took it. And Captain Walker from Division came down, 1st Division. Saw all the stuff. There were a lot of Russians there, Poles there, French there, all kinds of prisoners. You see some with USSR on it in the back. You see what I mean? You see other things. Men and women. Many dead. And I took shots. It's called death house in German language. Death house. That's what it's called. host